Welcome to Product Design and Development. Please make sure to watch rest of the videos that are incorporated into this class. In this video, I'll talk about opportunity identification. What is opportunity? What are the different types of opportunity, and how do you generate and select opportunity for your project? So let's get right to it. In the context of product development, an opportunity is an idea for a new product. An idea for a new product. An opportunity is a product description in embryonic form. It's very basic, very basic description. A newly sensed need. It could be a newly discovered technology, or it could be a match between a need and a possible solution. For example, for a consumer product company, such as Procter & Gamble, opportunity might be a new type of cleaner that's been suggested by a customer. For a company such as 3M, an opportunity could be a new polymer with an enhanced or unusual properties. Some of these opportunities end up being a new product, while the others will never mount to anything or not move forward in the process. Opportunity for a new product is usually described or articulated with less than a 1 page or about 1 page of information. Includes a very rough description, a descriptive title, a narrative description and explanation. Sometimes it could be accompanied by a sketch, a very rough sketch of the product. What you're seeing here is called Swinging Ball. It was initial opportunity, which eventually ended up being a product by Frolly Cat. But it's a rough sketch again to kind of describe what the idea is. When we talk about types of opportunities, there are two dimensions that we can kind of look at and figure out what kind of opportunity we're dealing with. One is the extent that the team is familiar with the solution, in this context. And then the second is the extent which the team is familiar with the need that the solution addresses. So the solution and the need are the two main dimensions that we'll talk about. So these two dimensions, it's plotted here. One of them is the solution, one of them is the need. So as you can see, this axis, the horizontal axis is solution. The other one is the need, or also you can call it market. Depending on where team is, if they are not, totally familiar with current existing solution and also the market, they're in Horizon 1. If they're somehow familiar with the need and the market, they're kind of in Horizon 2, and it's totally new solution, totally new market, then that would be Horizon 3 in this context. So for Horizon 1, let's just start from here, kind of opposites. Horizon 1 could be improvement, or extension, or variation, or cost reduction of, could be an existing solution, existing product, or it could be an existing market. Product or market. The team, the firm, the company is very comfortable. This is an area that they've had a product in that market. They had for quite some time. Horizon 2 is a little bit, you want to push out to kind of a new territory, less unknown territory. It could be both for a product and solution. Again, product or market. product or market. And then horizon 3 is kind of you are trying to exploit new opportunities, new market, new product, totally new world. Exploit opportunities that are completely completely new, and you want to create a market for it. So apparently, I mean, zone 1, horizon 1 is where you're the most comfortable. Horizon 2 is when you're trying to step out of your comfort zone a little bit, and then horizon 3 is totally uncharted territory here. And can mention that uncertainty kind of increases as you go from horizon 1 to horizon 2 and 3. And I've spoken about this before. With uncertainty comes risk, so you're taking more risk as you are moving on. So in order to kind of create opportunities and select and move on to your product development, this whole thing is known as opportunity tournament, or you can think of it as a creative or innovative tournament. Tournament. You're trying to generate some innovative solutions and move on. The first part of this graph here, this section, is the opportunity identification. That's when the opportunity identification, and then the other part of it is that product development process. So this one is opportunity identification. So the goal of the first part, the opportunity identification, is to generate as many opportunities as you can and kind of eliminate some of them that are not worthy of your company's effort and future investment. And then once those exceptional opportunities are identified, then you start your product development process. Here, the goal is to take that one or few opportunities that were identified in the opportunity identification, and depending on the project mission statement and description, take them and turn them into a successful product. What you see here, the colorful funnel, it's a product development funnel. We'll talk about it throughout this course. And what each steps mean and all of that. We've talked about the flowchart or diagram here a little bit. Those are the 4 main phases of project. 1, planning. 2, this should be specs. 2 is specs. After specs, you move on to conceptual development, system level design, detail design, and then you move on to product development. Planning, spec, design or concepts, and then make it. So opportunity, once you select your opportunity, then you will start your product planning and product development process. So we'll talk about this opportunity identification and what all of these dots and filters and stuff mean in the next few slides. So this process of opportunity identification is kind of laid out in six steps. It starts by establishing a charter. Charter is kind of the boundaries, the framework that you set for your product, and what the end goal is. So it's just a framework for example, the type of product you want to develop, the market that you will be in, and so on. So you set some boundary conditions for your product and for your opportunities. For the Frolicat, the product we looked at, their charter was create, and I'm reading off of their charter, create a physical product in the cat toy category that we can launch to the market within about a year through our existing retail sales channel. So they already had an existing sales channel. They know what market they're going to be. They know it's going to be a cat toy category, and they kind of set a 1 year development time for themselves. So they kind of define some boundaries here, boundary conditions for their opportunities and their product. Next, they start generating as many opportunities as they can. There are several techniques that could be used to do that. So they're listed here, 7 of them listed here, but it could be many more. Whatever that helps you to generate those opportunities. The first one could be follow your own personal passion. Whatever you like to do, list all of the stuff you like to do, and then see what problem exists with those already, and what technology exists that can help with developing those. Next one is to create a bug list. All of us throughout the day, going to work, going to school, at home, at gym, at grocery store, in traffic, we encounter problems that bug us, annoy us. There are needs that are unmet. You can list the problems that bother you today or this week or this month, and kind of see what technology exists that could address those needs. You can always pull opportunities from existing capabilities within the company, within the team. You look inside the team and figure out what opportunities could be derived from those. Always you can study your existing customer and see what other unmet needs they have and what else could be done in that market. Or you can just select a market and try to understand it and see what customers maybe need beyond existing product that exists in that market. You can look at kind of changes in trends in technology and observe those and kind of see what opportunities could be created from those. For example, you can monitor tech and see, hey, what are the advancements in cell phone services? And maybe you can come up with new solutions for communication. Maybe you can monitor social norms, such as, hey, maybe people are more environmentally friendly, and maybe people are trying to be more sustainable and green. So maybe you can come up with a new product. Another one is you can imitate but better. You can look at the competition, see what competition is doing or what some of the existing products are doing and what are some of the problems with that. Again, goes back to unmet needs. Here is a good example of an existing product and then a much better version of a product as imitated by better product. And there are so many other examples that could be cited here. And finally, mine your sources. Kind of look at what could be derived from within the company, what could be from outside, what other sources are there to drive your develop your opportunities for you. Typically, half of the opportunities should come from inside the company, and then other half should be from outside sources. Next, you start screening these opportunities. The screening always is kind of a quick, rough going through the list and whatever you have and see which ones are less promising and doesn't even worth the time or effort of the company. So again, a screening is just a quick weeding out some of the less promising opportunities or ideas at this stage. Once you do go through screening, then you start looking into hey, maybe we can invest a little bit into some of them and develop them further. This doesn't mean to build a product off of your opportunity. Modest level of investment means, hey, maybe I'll go do some interviews with some customers. So customer interviews. Maybe if they're existing product, I'm going to test some of the existing product and see what I can learn from them. Or maybe I can develop some rough concepts from some of these opportunities. Again, you're not developing a full product, a working prototype or a model, but just that's what modest level of resources means from the company. Once you do that, then you can select, once you have enough information, enough uncertainty has been resolved, then you can kind of pick some of those promising and exceptional few opportunities and move forward. Once you feel confident, once you're confident, then you can move on to product development. Move to product development. You can always, and then you're going to see throughout this course, there's a lot of steps. The last step of the process is reflect. Reflect often refers to go back and examine your steps and make sure everything was done properly. There are no unanswered questions. You can always ask some questions in this reflect step. In this case, some of the questions you might be asking is, how many opportunities was from internal sources? How much was from external? Was it proportional? Was it appropriate? Did we consider dozens opportunity, or did we consider hundreds of opportunities? We're going to see in the next few slides. It could vary within each industry. Was our charter maybe too narrow? Maybe that limit us a little bit with what opportunities could be created. Was it too wide? Maybe you should narrow it down to kind of limit our opportunities. So what are the questions you want to ask in this step? Now would be the time, and go redo some of those steps of the process. Here's kind of a graphical representation of what we talked about. This is the Frolicat again, opportunity tournament or opportunity identification. You can see they started with about 50 opportunities initially, and some of them you can see even have kind of a little bit of a sketch with them. These are the 7 selected one, and they said, hey, these are maybe more promising. Then out of those 7, 3 were explored further. Definitely some 3D rendering, maybe some kind of non-functioning prototype, maybe some functioning prototype were developed, and then eventually one was selected, and then the mission statement was written based on that selection opportunity. So opportunity identification kind of ends here. Mission statement is part of opportunity identification, but also is a start of your whole product development process. So that one is right on the line with your product development process versus your opportunity identification. So you can see they went from this initial sketch that was maybe part of their opportunity description to a functioning product, and up top you can see even advanced versions of it that uses laser lighting. We talked about, hey, one of the reflect questions was like, how many did we start with? It totally depends on the industry. You can see here on the top, on the pharmaceutical drug manufacturers, tens of thousands are appropriate number of opportunities they start with, and then they end up being, hey, maybe launching one product here. When it comes to venture capital, it's a little bit less, but it's still more than 1,000 different opportunities is created. This is the initial opportunity creation. But for both of them, you can see how quickly it drops. So that means a lot of them are filtered out in that first filtration process, or that is screening. So screening drops a lot of numbers. So they go from tens of thousands to maybe 10, 20 opportunities for pharmaceutical or even for venture capitals, less than 100. Consumer products and movie industry, they start less than 1,000, a little bit more than 100. And then kind of by step 2 or 3, after a couple of filtration, they drop to less than about 10 opportunities. Industrial application, you can see kind of in between all of them. So the drop is not as sharp. They don't eliminate a lot of opportunities, but when they get to second phase or third phase of filtration and screening, they are about 4 or 5 different opportunities that are further exploding. So this is kind of explains, what are some of the numbers for industry. And I have a few examples here, kind of to show you what 10,000 opportunities, or in this case, 10,000 newly discovered compound looks like. There is a little dot here. I mean, it's a representation of, hey, this is the one opportunity or the one compound that ended up being kind of a cholesterol medicine, a drug that was developed by this company. I'm not even try to pronounce the name of it, but goes from 10,000 to one successful product being launched. Here's another like moving industry that we talked about it. For example, Pixar Studio, their number is about 500 pitches, 500 opportunities, 500 new ideas, 500 generic description of a movie. Takes about 3 to 5 years and a lot of investment to generate one feature film out of the company. And the last thing I want to mention is this whole process, this whole tournament could be used for the name of the product too. So you kind of see here initial maybe ideas. There is about, I don't know, 20, 25 maybe. And then they select about half of them, about 10 of them, and then top 3, and then the final name for product. So this process could be implemented into the name of the product as well. So hopefully you now know what opportunity means, how they're generated, and what's the process of screening and selecting the opportunity to move into product development process. Thank you.